Am I recording? Yeah, okay, I'm recording. Okay. Okay, we got sidetracked a little bit because I just asked a question about whether or not the house that was on the end of the block on Schley where they grew up was the house that they were born in. At least you, right? I don't know about you, Angie. Were you born in that house on the end of the block?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember? But so is the only thing you remember is that house at the end of the block?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only one I
Okay.
remember as well.
That's the only one I know.
Okay.
I don't know where I was
So
born.
you just know from other people that you were not born there,
Right.
but that you were born here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right
Now,
there.
what I'm pointing at, everybody, is there is this bar. Do you remember what it was called?
Shaniks.
Chanix.
Chanix. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, when Grandma and Grandpa were there, and Angie and Aunt Cata, there was a bar called Chanix,
Yeah.
and right across the street. And if you're when I look over there in this area, there used to be some apartments that are no longer there. That at least Aunt Cata was born in, and we're not sure whether Angie was born there.
I was 5 years old there when mom passed away. 5, and she was 3.
Oh, okay. You were 5 and she was 3
And Johnny was
when your mom died,
Mom
Yeah.
passed.
and you guys were in apartments that were
those
around there.
apartments right
Okay, and then what you did was you went down the block to where you guys were raised.
there. Yeah. After
Okay.
Dad took us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this for 1 second and go down the block and face that house.
Okay.
What we're looking at right now is the end of the block in the same side of the street as Grandma, but the other end of the block on Schley, before you make a turn on a street called Logan Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And we're facing east at the end of the block, and this is where Angie and Cata grew up, right
These
here.
my glasses, they are right.
Yeah, these are mine.
Oh, okay. These have to be mine.
Oh, do you guys confuse them sometimes?
Well, I said, I didn't remember what I did with my glasses. I said, what did I do with my glasses?
So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So yeah. So now, like I said, we're at the end of the block on Schley, in the same side of the block as Grandma and Grandpa, but just on the very end of the other block, and we're facing the property where the house used to be, where Cata and Angie grew up. And so they let me see.
At the age of 5 and 3.
The age of 5 and 3, you guys
Yeah.
moved in there, right? And I guess it makes sense that you guys don't remember moving in there.
No.
But you do, after a while you we get older and we start remembering things, right? I guess what if maybe I should let you guys talk, but by that time already, your dad, what's his first name? Barajas. Lupe Barajas, your dad, was had already
Lost his wife.
your mom, and within short order he was with another woman named Mary, correct?
Yes.
And
Mary.
Yeah.
and so for all practical purposes, Mary was somebody that was always there.
Okay, see, Mary, well,
No, she was never there.
no, she wasn't there. After Mom passed away,
Okay.
Dad got together with this lady, Mary.
Okay.
So we moved somewhere else.
Oh.
We moved away from Slide.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys moved. He moved you to Gary, Indiana, or Chicago somewhere.
No, not at that time.
Okay, go ahead. Tell the story. I'm getting in the way.
At that time.
Okay.
At that time, after Mom died,
All right.
he evidently was already seeing this Mary,
Okay.
and he got together with her, and we moved to Pine Street. We moved, and my brother stayed with my grandma.
Okay.
She took my brother in.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we were
Okay. Now hold
separated.
on. Now we're talking 19. Gee, we're talking 1940.
Well,
Well, hold it.
I was 5 years old.
Yeah. So 30,
39.
1939.
1940.
Okay, 1939,
Okay.
1940. So yeah. So let's
Okay.
let's just round it up. 1940. So yeah, I do remember seeing Pine Street that was nearby.
Pine Street.
Okay.
He went. We moved over there,
Okay.
and that's where we had our most of our time growing up with this woman that was with my dad.
Okay.
Until I was 13 years old. No, wait a minute. Was I 13? Anyway, 12 or 13, and she left my dad.
Okay.
She went off with someone else.
Okay, so hold on now. So if you're 13 years old, then let me see, 10 years from 1934 to 1944,
Okay.
right? So minus 3 of 1941.
Okay.
In 1941, then that your dad was now single,
Yes.
broken up
Yes.
with Mary,
Yes.
while still living on Pine.
Still living on Pine.
Okay, all right.
Then at that time that they got
Separated, yeah.
Well, the steel mill went on strike.
Okay.
Okay, the steel mill went on. No, wait a minute. They didn't go there on strike. He lost his job, or I don't know what happened.
Okay.
They had a layoff or something. That's when we went to Chicago.
Okay. So you went to Chicago about 1941 and 42.
Somewhere around there.
Okay.
Around
Why
there.
did he go to Chicago? Did he find a new relationship?
He just wanted to get away from and also look for work.
Okay.
And
he
don't know
took
why
you.
He took us to Chicago.
And he took you guys along.
Yes.
It just seems to me that just with the kind of person you told me that it was, that maybe there was an opportunity for you guys to be with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, but
he said no.
He took us over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he hooked up with a family over there and got him. Our father got hooked up with the wife of this couple that we went to their house. They were going to give us a room there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. I remember earlier you told me that
Remember I told you?
that your dad already had a connection to somebody in
With
Chicago
this guy's
with that
wife.
guy. Yeah, and
That
then
guy's wife.
when you guys went to go live with them, he started an affair with the woman,
Yes.
with the
his
friend's wife.
What?
Man, this guy was a piece of work, wasn't he?
That was our dad. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so anyway, we lived there for a while, and then
Was it less than a year?
it was I don't know. I think it was. I don't remember if it was a year or what.
Yeah.
But all I know is I kept contact with my brother, and he was in the service, and I told him what was going on with my dad.
Okay, well, hold on. So you were in Chicago by the time that John Silva had entered into the service, and he entered service early on. He was 17 years old.
He was a young man when he was
Yeah.
in service. Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on now. How much older is he than you?
He was 7 years old when Mom died, so he's 7. Okay, he's 3 years older than me.
Okay, 3 years older. So you're 14 years old.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did you go to school in Chicago?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember going to school?
Yeah.
Chicago?
Yeah, that was that was my junior year, I think. Yeah. it was
Do you
my
remember?
junior year. Do you remember?
Yeah.
No. You remember going to school there?
Do you remember the name? Do you remember the city? Was it Chicago proper, or was it something
Well,
else?
You know what it was? It wasn't Chicago either. It was
Was it Gary?
no,
Illinois.
no. What was?
Was it near Chicago?
Yes, it was. We didn't live in Chicago.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the place where we were.
Well,
Anyway,
it's okay, but it was like on the outskirts or near Chicago.
He found work there, and that's where he encountered this couple this gentleman. He said, "I want you guys to come over here. I'll rent a room for you. You can stay here."
Yeah.
And blah blah blah, and going into being there a while, my dad got involved with the wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, and I wrote my brother and I told him what was happening. So he got a furlough Okay. Oh, Indiana Harbor.
There you go.
That's where.
Indiana Harbor,
Indiana Harbor.
Illinois.
That's where we were.
Have you ever looked up where it is?
No.
Okay, maybe later we can find out where that is.
Anyway,
All right.
from there, my brother came after us, and he took us away from my dad.
Yeah.
Brought us over to Grandma.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Did you stay with Grandma and Grandpa then
I
for a
stayed
period of
with my
time?
Grandpa,
Both of you?
with my brother, and then he had to go to the service.
Back into the service.
Back, he had his furlough was
Okay. So we're talking like we're like 1942.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So then my dad, of course, came with the lady up to Pueblo, and then we got together again with our dad. That's when
you moved to the end of the block.
to the end of the block.
Okay. All right.
That's when
How long did you stay with Grandma and Grandpa?
Not very long.
Okay.
Not very long.
So shortly after,
Shortly
your brother John took you back to Grandma and Grandpa's, then your dad comes back home maybe within a few months.
There wasn't very much he could do after that. You know, we're dad's kids. It's dad's responsibility to take care of us.
So what was the name of that woman?
What was her name? I don't remember. She was a young lady. I know. I remember that.
And she.
No, I don't remember her name.
Yeah. How long did she stay?
Do you remember her at all? No.
Well, how long did she stay at that house at the end of the block?
Not too long because
They broke up?
yes.
Okay.
She took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the place that we lived in was just like a garage place.
Yeah.
It was just small. Remember I told you it was
It's
just
a small house.
just a kitchen
bedroom
and
and
a
a
bedroom.
kitchen.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah.
Very
yeah.
small.
So where was he going to put her? There was
Yeah.
one bed in there and a
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's where
Yeah.
I left when I met Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
when she left.
Oh, okay.
That was the
Oh.
end of my
So,
being with
so how long were you at that house on the end of the block yourself?
Now, I was, 13, 14, 15, 16. I met Simon.
Okay.
I was 17, 3 years.
3 years. All right. And that's when you stayed, right, Angie?
Yeah,
you
I
were
stayed
there.
with my dad. Yeah.
Okay. And that's where all your stories come from.
All those good old stories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. So,
that was the end of my life right there.
yeah. Well, the beginning of a new one.
Well, a beginning of a new one that I was so happy that I met Simon.
Yeah.
And he took good care of me and everything.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the,
Yeah.
how shall I say, the relationship between me and my father.
Yeah, because he never
That was the end
he
of
was
our-
completely unrepentant about his relationship with
That
you.
was-
He was angry at you because you didn't stay
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
slave,
he was a-
apparently, as you put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, and Angie, your relationship with your dad is a little complicated because in some ways he kind of like whatever love he threw out for your sister, he seemed to want to put onto you, right? Almost it seems on some level, and maybe my interpretation of this may be incorrect, but it is a little complicated because he wanted to do things for you, right? Like when you told me about your prom. Actually, the prom thing was not a very good day, right? Yeah, but later on, when you were getting ready to move out, he was ready to help with resources and money and everything to get you into a house over here in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I was looking for a home here in California.
how old were you when you left that house? Oh, you said 1950. You said after high school, right? 1957 is when you graduated from high school. Were you still on that house?
No, I rented an apartment.
Oh, before that?
Yeah, before I came here.
Oh, really? In Pueblo.
Yeah.
So what? So
Did you rent the apartment?
I mean, no, I moved in with my dad and Mary.
right.
I moved in with them.
Okay.
My father and Mary.
Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. I'm missing out on something.
Dolores.
Oh,
You
It's
moved
a
in with
Yeah,
Dolores,
not-
Oh,
Mary.
Dolores.
Dolores, not Mary. Yeah. Mary is this other woman, right? Yeah.
Mary's
Mary
out.
women.
Mary was out of the picture already.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
that time, sis. You moved
Well,
in
she
with
did come back. Well, when my grandfather and my grandma lived in what's the name of the street?
That was before he met Dolores.
But by your grandma, did you mean our grandparents? Okay,
Yeah.
because I don't know if you meant grandparents on your dad's side.
No.
No, okay.
We don't even know them.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
he was your dad Lupe was from Mexico directly, wasn't he? He was a Mexican from Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, when he came back from Chicago, he must have found the job back at CFI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and he was back like by as we said like 1942,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right? Okay, and so you were you were in junior high, which means you were still in elementary school. So if you were like in eighth grade, you were in fifth grade, right?
Yeah.
So Angie, you come back. It's 1942, right? So you still had a few more years that you stayed there. When did your dad get together with Dolores? When how soon after he moved back into the house at the end of the block on Sly was he with Dolores? Was
Well, you should know because
I
you
don't
were in
know.
were you working or were you in high school?
No,
or what?
but I don't understand your question.
Well, yeah,
Where I was
I say
living in
I make
Sly?
bad questions. I know.
When I lived in Sly.
When you moved back, when you came back from Chicago, your dad was you and your dad were at that house at the end of the block on Sly.
Yeah.
Okay, how soon after that did he hook up with Dolores?
When I was in junior high,
Okay, all right.
where they Barumas gave my dad a home,
Okay,
and that's when they moved in there in the home.
yeah. By the home, do you mean that property?
A house that they found for my dad.
Oh, was it? No, hold it. Is that a different?
That's what he told me.
Is that a different house than the one we're talking
it's a
about?
different one.
Oh, okay. Where was
That's
that?
in Pueblo, and that was, I don't remember what street it was.
Okay, well, hold on.
You remember her?
Okay, so hold
You
on.
don't remember her? Remember
No,
when
but what
she
are you,
made menudo
what are
and
you
you got
talking
it?
about Dolores?
Yeah.
Talking about Dolores. Yes, I remember her.
Well, that's who I'm
But
talking
he's
about.
asking you a question, not me.
Yeah.
But you're shaking your head.
Oh, well, don't worry. We believe you.
Well, he's asking you. I'm not answering.
No, so I'm just saying. So when you came back from Chicago, you did not move right away into the house at the end of Schley.
No.
Okay, you were somewhere else.
Yeah,
Okay.
I rented an apartment.
Okay. No, not you.
Who?
When you came back and you came back to your dad.
Oh, when I came back to my dad?
Yeah, and when he came back from Chicago.
When she left, I was still living in that little house there in Sly.
At the end of the block.
Yeah, at the end of the block.
Hold on, you mean when your sister left?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking when your dad came back from Chicago, you guys both were at Grandma's house. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now your dad came to pick you up from to take you out of that house where Grandma lived. When he did that, where did you guys go?
I don't remember where I went.
Okay. But it was not the house at the end of the block. Correct? It was somewhere else.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Okay. Well, so eventually though, you do end up at the end of the block. And Dolores is there?
The time that you're asking, it must have been a small period of time that we don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be with I didn't want to be with
Yeah.
So, but he forced us, or like, they're my girls. I'm
Yeah.
taking them.
Yeah, right.
So we were back with Grandma for just a little bit, and then my dad got us, and he took us, but I don't remember where.
Okay, yeah. So there's some missing information there. Yeah.
I don't-
But
We
within
ended up on Sly.
and okay. Yeah.
With,
And when you ended up on Schley, was Dolores already there?
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
So you guys
No, she
all
wasn't
moved
there.
in there, right?
It's me and my dad and my sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And Dolores comes in later.
I was already married.
Already.
You have
I
no
left the
history with
house.
Dolores.
It was just my sister and my dad.
And Dolores.
Well, when Dolores came into his life, I don't know.
Oh, well, were you already gone when Dolores came into your dad's life?
No, I wasn't gone yet.
Okay. So you were with Dolores for maybe a short period of time then, before you moved out on your own.
Well, that's why I'm saying the Barumas gave my dad a home.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's when Dolores came with. He was already with her, and she moved in with my dad,
Yeah.
and I was there too.
Yeah.
But then I was working, and so I just moved out.
Okay. What house did you move out of? The house that the Barumbas have, or the house at the end of the house at the end of Schley?
No, I think it was a Barumas, I'm sure.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting confused about. So I thought that you were with your dad at the end of the house on Schley up until the time that you moved out, but that's not what you're saying. You're saying that you guys had already moved out of that house somehow, right? And you ended up at some other house where you were with Dolores, and it was at that place where the Barundas, is that what you call them?
Barumans.
Yeah, Barumans.
Yeah.
It was from that house and not the house at the end of Schley where you moved out.
Yeah.
Like a year or so before you finished high school, apparently.
Right.
And then from there you moved on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really didn't know Dolores all that well either.
No, I didn't know her that well.
Yeah, okay.
But she was real nice. She was the only one that was really
Yeah.
that I knew that she was all right.
So do you guys know what happened to Dolores?
But sis, didn't you live with Dolores and Dad for a while? Did you not live with Dolores and Dad for a while?
Was that on?
Well, never mind where.
One that,
I was already out. I was already married.
is she the one that? No, I don't know which lady that was.
Okay.
Dolores, the one that we both knew that Dad was with, that he married even.
Oh, she's the one that she flew around with that man. That one.
No,
Probably not.
No,
That's Mary.
That's Mary, sis.
Oh.
We're talking about Dolores.
Oh.
Dolores.
Yeah.
The one that
The last woman that your dad was with before you moved out.
and he actually got married with her.
Oh, he actually did?
That?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He married her.
Yeah, all right.
And you said, "Wow, look what Dad did when he got married." You know.
Yeah.
Were you living with him at that time?
Yeah, I was living with
Dolores.
Yeah, with Dolores.
Okay, how many years?
Okay.
Maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Or something less than that.
And was that house somewhere else other than the one that was at the end of
There was another house.
Okay, that was the Burundi.
Well, the Baruman, she said that the Tony Baruman
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
he bought the house for my dad. Did
Yeah.
you understand that?
Yeah.
Oh, he brought the house,
He
but
bought the house for my
okay,
dad.
the house being the one at the end of Schley?
No, the one that they moved to.
Okay, all right. So it's just some other house. So
It's another house.
Oh, okay.
The room and
All right.
for my dad.
Okay, so look at, I'm getting you guys confused because I'm trying to superimpose this idea that you guys lived at the end of the block on Schley for a long period of time, but you didn't at all. It was just a short period of time before you guys moved along some other block.
13, 14, 15, 16, when I met Simon, 4 years. On
Yeah.
that block, myself.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know when my sis moved out.
Yeah.
with my dad.
See, because I thought that what I thought was happening is that after you moved, that Angie still stayed there for a few more years,
She did.
but she didn't on the end of Schley. It was some other house. That's what the dealio is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It takes a little while, but all right. Okay. Well, look, it's getting late. what's really important, I think, for us to know at least is, you know, this interview is a little selfish on our part for me and my brothers and sisters, because we, whereas it's very important for us to know about your own lives, and what, all my questions were about, your lives in relationship to grandma and grandpa. Right. And we kind of want to know how they fit into your lives during these times of transition. So it's really, I'm finally getting a better picture on, uh, when grandma and grandpa were taking part in raising you guys and when they had to let you go, because that was always unclear to me, you know. So I now know a little bit more about, you know, about uh, John Silva, your brother,
Yeah.
going to live with grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
You guys didn't, right? And you guys had this other adventure going on with your dad and these relationships and losing his job, going to Chicago, coming back, living at the end of the block and all other stuff, right? Yeah. But yeah. But along the way, coming back from Chicago, you guys did stay with grandma and grandpa for a period of time.
We stayed a little short time. It wasn't very long.
Yeah. But it can never really be said that you guys actually were residents living with grandma and grandpa.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't say that. No.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like visiting, you know,
All right.
overnight or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, let's go ahead and end this. You got any last thoughts about any of this stuff we're talking about?
I just want to make a little comment. I know that as I grew up, it was a rough time in my life to grow up and not understand the ways and what my father was thinking about how to raise us.
Yeah.
And I found it very hard to grow up as a teenager, preteen,
Yeah.
and a teenager, and to know what kind of love that my dad had to both of us,
Yeah.
his daughters.
Yeah.
It was kind of like in a strange way.
Yeah, he was strained,
very strange.
and he wasn't really a man who could really love. It sounds like.
He wasn't the father
No.
Yeah.
that we wanted.
He didn't show love to us at all.
Yeah, and even with you, Angie, who he gave a larger measure of his life.
Yeah, I know.
You even struggled with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
She struggled.
I
Yeah.
struggled a lot with my dad.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
life, my truthful life was when I met Simon,
Sure.
my husband,
Yeah.
and that's when my life began.
Sure.
My heart opened up to Simon,
Yeah.
and I loved him very much.
Yeah. And boy, look at both of you now in beautiful coastal Los Angeles, beautiful weather. You own your house, you know, and you got beautiful children and grandchildren. Angie, you're here.
Yeah, and I loved Simon because he used to give me a quarter.
Uh,
He would pick her up at night to go dancing.
uh,
And he says, I'll give you a quarter if you don't tell your dad anything that he's here. Remember that thing?
Oh yeah, I remember.
So he gives me a quarter. And then
Yeah.
the next weekend or whatever, another quarter. I had a lot of quarters from Simon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You
Yeah.
remember when he gave you quarters, but you didn't remember all the other stuff. Oh, I remember.
I don't remember, but those quarters are piling up.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, those quarters are really something.
Yeah. You must have encouraged them to do that a lot so you could get more quarters, I'm sure.
Are you going to pick me up again next weekend?
Yeah. And actually, you know, a quarter back then actually went quite a long ways, I think. Didn't it? Yeah, that was good for at least a couple of burgers, wasn't it?
I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, you know, and no, this definitely goes in the archive, you know.
Yeah.
Both Rick and Ron are really our principal genealogists, and so, you know, I surrender this stuff over to them, and you know, they put them in specific places so
And you
that
know what?
people
At
can
the
show
end
them.
now too, I also want to say that Grandma and Grandpa were there for us here in California, helped us. In fact, I told you the story about the $100 bill that my grandpa helped us get this house.
Yeah, you needed $100 more to make the down payment.
Yeah.
Right.
We had $600 saved, but we needed $700 to get into this house, and we borrowed it from Grandpa, and Simon and him had good words together, and Simon thanked him, and then he says, "This is just a loan, Grandpa. I'm going to pay you back." And he says, "You go ahead and get your house." So we did take. Shortly after, we took $100 to my grandpa, and Simon handed him $100, and Grandpa refused it. He said, "You put that towards your house. This is to help you get together, get your house going together."
Boy, what a great story.
So Grandpa and Grandma were there for us as well.
Yeah.
Now we had a chance to get this house.
They helped their grandchildren, who was us.
Yeah.
And you,
Grandchildren.
you, Angie, and you, Nina, are the oldest of the next generation of grandchildren.
Yes.
I think,
So Grandma and Grandpa were always there for us.
I think we were talking about this. I think that you are the oldest of the grandchildren left. You are 88. And I think the youngest, I didn't follow this through, but I think it might be Linda Luna, Freddie's daughter.
Freddie's daughter.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think she's the youngest of this first generation of grandchildren, and she is 57 or 58.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a good 30-year span, isn't there?
Wow.
Yeah, between the oldest and the youngest surviving of this next generation of the grandchildren of Balvina, Lucero Luna, and David. Oh, did he have a middle name? Trinidad Luna. And I make an end. I love you both.
I love you
Love
also.
you so.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.